My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Sherlock Holmes, and this review will have spoilers, so that's your warning. But this movie doesn't have the best word of mouth behind it. It got a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, 77% from the audience on Rotten Tomatoes. I see lots of negativity for it on Letterboxd, and for the life of me, I don't understand why. Is the script incredible? No. But this is a very entertaining and a very stylish blockbuster, and I think Guy Ritchie does some of his finest work here. Like, this movie is just so well made. I love the look of this movie. It just brings this era to life so perfectly. I thought the production design, the costumes, all looked great, and Hans Zimmer's score for this movie is absolutely fantastic. This might be a hot take, but I think it's some of his finest work. The do 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 do. It's just so great. It gives this movie so much energy. It gives it personality. It elevates the movie every time it's present. And for a 2 hour and 10-minute long movie, this movie flies by. It's very well paced. It's consistently entertaining. And I really like the action scenes where Sherlock talks about what he's going to do before he does it. So we see it twice. Once in slow motion with him describing everything, and then again, but at normal speed. It's just a very unique way to show how smart he is and how that enhances his combat abilities. And I also like the fact that we get two fight scenes at interesting locations. One, well, a ship is about to go out into the sea, and the other on top of a bridge. It just makes it more exciting, and you feel the grand scope of the movie even more. So, I think this movie is very well crafted, and I think the cast is excellent. Robert Downey Jr. deserved an Oscar nomination for this movie. This isn't just a good blockbuster performance. No, this is an amazing performance. He becomes this character, and you buy it every second he's on screen. He has so much charisma and personality, and despite his unlikability, you can't help but love him at the same time. He just brings every element of this character to life perfectly, whether it's him fighting, taking down some guys, or him trying to solve the case. He just nails everything. A truly incredible performance. And then you've got Jude Law, who I also think gives a great performance. He is the perfect counterbalance to Sherlock, but he still has plenty of personality, and I love the fact that he pretends not to care about these mysteries, but he does. He pretends not to care about Sherlock, but he does, and Jude Law just portrays all of that so incredibly well. I also do like the friendship between the two of them and how Watson wants to move on and get married, and this is the one last case together. I really like that angle to the movie. Rachel McAdams is really good here as always. I do wish she had a bit more to do, but when she's on screen, she's so likable and charismatic. And then you've got Mark Strong, who once again I wish we saw a bit more of, but he's just got a menacing presence to him, and he does everything he needs to. You've also got Kelly Wiley from Eden Lake and Yellowstone here, and I think she does a fine job. I wish she had a bit more to do. And then when we get to the actual script, I do want to highlight one specific element of it, and it's the humor. This movie is really funny. It made me laugh plenty of times, and it never took away from the movie. It never feels forced. It never feels cheesy. It just feels perfect. And I wish more modern blockbusters had humor this sharp, this well delivered. And I do love the main story. The mystery is very compelling, and I find the entire idea of how people could be tricked into believing that chemicals and medicine they don't understand is witchcraft. And that's very thematically interesting for me. I also like how we see it early on with Sherlock paying someone off to tell Watson his future, and for a second he believes it. Good foreshadowing there, and even how he tests stuff out on his dog. Really well done. I love the one line where he says that he needs to he can't come up with theories ahead of time because then he'll bend facts to fit that theory. I love that. So the script-wise, I think the movie works. I do got a few issues. I do think the second act feels a bit messy every now and again. Well, Sherlock gets kidnapped by Thomas, and then he's at that place, and then he goes to see Rachel McAdams, and then he gets drugged, and it can feel a tad bit muddled in that area of the movie. I do wish the supporting cast was developed a bit more. And the Moriarty build-up can be a bit distracting. It can feel a bit too sequel setup-y, if that's a word, which it isn't, but I still said it. But yeah, those issues are all minor, though I still think this is a very fun and entertaining movie. It's incredibly well directed by Guy Ritchie with very slick and stylish filmmaking. I love the music here. I think the two lead performances are fantastic, and I think you've got yourself a compelling story. It's much better than it gets credit for, so I'm going to go ahead and give Sherlock Holmes an 8 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Sherlock Holmes? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin out.